I've heard of girl math and boy math, and I've just got up to drag math, but I don't really get it. I just keep on switching off the videos.
So you can't explain drag math?
It's just math, isn't it? No. What is it? No. I just get, whenever they start talking, I'm just like, swipe.
No, it's not. Drag queens going 2 + 2 = 4.
What is it then?
So girl math is saying stuff like, if you pay for every meal for a group of people and then people pay you back, you've made money. If you pay for things in cash, it's free.
Right. That's true though, isn't it?
Yeah, so we literally.
I think about my Monzo. Oh, I've got money in my Monzo. Oh, it's because I paid for the bill. I paid £100 for the meal and then everybody else has paid me back.
Gay math is something like, daddy doesn't mean your father. Zaddy is not your father. Mother is not your birth mum. Mother is a pop icon. Mm-hmm. You'd call her mum or bank.
Funny enough, I'm all three of those things.
Yeah, you're all three of those things.
Go ahead.
Hey, basic bitches. Oh. It works. Welcome to another episode of Bunny and the Beast. I am here joined with my grandmother of mess, Bunny Galore, the queen of the cult movies. How are we?
I'm very good, thank you. Well, you've been educating me with girl math.
I know. I never thought I'd educate anyone, especially on maths.
Oh, especially in maths. It's true.
I got my GCSE in maths.
How was your school results?
I'll have you know, at GCSEs, I got 6 A's and 3 B's. And then I got an A and 2 B's at A level.
Now you got an A and 2 S's. That spells ass, by the way, just in case.
So I saw the maths in front of my face. Like, what's going on?
Well, that's where you normally see that.
I got an A in GCSE maths, and my teacher came up to me results day and went, "I don't know how you managed that."
Who did you sleep with?
I was 16.
Who did you sleep with?
Takes a long sip.
Also, James at 16 was very different than perhaps the Beast that I know.
Oh, no, we've seen my before and afters.
I have. It's
frightening.
Well, it gives hope to us all. That, you can. There's a very steep, curve.
There's a steep trajectory. Who let me leave the house with botched hair and braces and those outfits? Who let me do that?
It's teenage years, though. It's so hard, isn't it? It's just horrific. I wouldn't do that again for any money in the world. It was just the most horrendous time. I was full like gothic and like huge, big, spiky hair and.
I suppose we all have trends. Like when I was a teenager, the fashion trend was a pair of tan chinos, the espadrilles, and the Rihanna red album cover T-shirt from Top Man. Really? Everyone had that outfit.
I will Google.
Yes, you'll know it because you'll be horrified.
Right. Okay. I think I can picture it. Yeah. Yeah. Mine was full on 80s. Full on.
Every girl at school had the sweep. They tuck their fringe forward then to the side, so it's like the head back. It's like they were covering up. You know when men are balding, they'll just brush everything up and over. It looked like they were really receding.
Quite severe, wasn't it?
And the concealer on the lips.
Yes, it was very nude lip, wasn't it, era?
Well, I don't think it was nude about it. No, it wasn't cute.
The colour nude, not the actual. Yes. Okay.
No, I meant the nude colour, but it's like you could tell that the putting just concealer on the lips. Weird.
Oh, okay. That's odd. That is odd. That is strange. So undead, in other words, and quite dark eyes.
Yes, very dark eyes. Really. Aggressive blush.
Right.
Actually, it kind of looks like Bunny Galore.
Bunny Galore, yeah. Aggressive blush. I have to remind myself to put blush on because the contouring takes so fucking long nowadays.
Well, most people forget to put a lash on this nowadays.
Mine are huge now. Mine's double stacked.
Sandra forgot hers at Manchester Pride. Naomi Carter forgot hers on Drag Race this week.
Yes. If you're listening to this a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, yeah, because we are filming this the week after anyway. So yes.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? I think you can get away with it if you're caught in the act. Yes, you can get away with it because shame.
You're beautiful with just a bit of lip gloss and Vaseline and
literally.
Yeah.
And a few girls can get away with that, but yeah, I need all the help. It's like a construction site nowadays. We were at an event when we've just recorded this, Isolation Nation, which is our friends' DJ gig. Isolation Nation is something he created in the pandemic, and he's been touring live with it, and he's been playing Camden the last 2 Saturdays.
Yes, he has.
I went to both. I'm still recovering.
I went to the one just gone for about 4 hours, and it killed me.
Yeah, it was like an aerobic workout, wasn't it? We're having the best time dancing together. It was I loved it. It was so much fun because we were and your lovely friend Ash, who's a choreographer.
I was getting a lot of attention in my fringe shirt.
Yes, you were. And when you took it off and you had just your vest on, I can't think why you're getting attention.
And then David Ames's friend Rossi was like, "Oh, we're a before and after."
I know, but he's pretty hench anyway. He's just not as he's not as tall as you. He's not as
Not many people are as tall as me.
No, he seems suddenly a lot taller as well. I was like, how tall are you suddenly?
That's why I surround myself with pocket gays.
Okay.
Owen, Ranj.
So people go, he must be the leader. He's like a totem pole.
Or no, he's just the himbo like bodyguard.
Yes, you are.
I'm very much
Very much. And I walk through Soho with that's exactly how I feel.
What we should have done for Halloween this year, we should have done Eastmore and Kronk.
From
Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, I love Eartha Kitt.
Pull that lever, Kronk. Wrong lever.
That is us, isn't it, basically?
I am Kronk.
You are
like
Kronk.
himbo realness.
Yes, you are. You really are. Sorry, I'm just picturing it now. Yes, you definitely are. You are like a Disney character. You are like a Disney hunk, if ever there was one.
There we go. I thought you were going to say something worse.
No, I was being
Animal sidekick. Like Flounder.
I wasn't talking about mentally or personality. So I just meant physically then. You're more like Sebastian, actually, I think, really. Comedic and chased around with a knife.
Yes. Les poissons.
But we had a great time, didn't we?
It was really fun because I've had like a tumultuous couple of weeks.
Yeah, isn't it weird? I always say, I don't know how much you want to talk about that on air, but I have a theory about the triangle, which is your health, your
womb,
your money side of things, and your like love life, or like that kind of thing. And you can kind of cope with life as if one side of the triangle goes down.
Yeah.
So if money's a problem, you've still got your friends, your love life, and your health. But if two sides of the triangle goes down at the same time, you're like,
well, to put it in cliff notes, I'm the only person. Well, right now I've lost my job and my house in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And a therapist as well.
And
a few weeks before that.
And a therapist. Yeah. So literally, as soon as I stopped doing therapy, the universe was like, okay, let's throw all this trauma at you. Let's put you through Trauma Olympics and see how you do.
Yeah. Run,
and
pull.
Yeah, literally, like throw shit at the wall, see what sticks. So I'm like, I better get a gold. I better get gold for this.
I think you always get a gold star from me, but for trying. My
God loves a
last
trier.
Nerve. Yeah, it's unfortunate it happened all at the same time, hasn't it? It's sod's law that it always happens like that.
Hey, it's all positive at the end of the day. It's the universe shaking everything up.
Yes.
And it's going, you need to get a new direction.
Push you out the window, you'll land on all fours, it'll be fine. Like a cat.
all fours on the street corner.
Yes.
Turning tricks for a quick buck.
Yeah. I wasn't going to go for that metaphor.
Well, anytime I say that to Owen, he always says, remember the house takes 50%. It's like, remember who reared you, remember who looks after you. It's like Jasper doesn't contribute to this household, someone has to.
That's it. And you are basically Jasper in human form.
Yes.
He's a golden doodle, isn't he? So it's a
miniature, apparently.
Miniature, if dinosaurs ruled the earth. Yes, he's huge. I'm so used to small dogs, I guess that's why. I think the Jasper's such a big dog.
Compared to Nellie and Remy.
Yeah, and Dolly and Remy.
Oh, who's Nellie?
Who's Nellie?
Who's Nellie?
I don't know. Does she sing songs by the seashore to entice sailors? Old Nellie. Oh. Come, sailors, come into the gingerbread house.
Isn't that what Mrs. Lovett's name is in Sweeney Todd? Is she called Nellie Lovett?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think she's called Nellie.
Did you hear the new recording, by the way?
No, I've not.
Of Sweeney Todd.
No, because I've seen on. So TikTok love a trend on vocal coach reacts.
Yes.
And there's someone reacting to the actress of Mr. Lovett. Not going to say her name. Because who cares? Kidding. She's very talented. She's very
great.
talented.
She's great.
But going, what is that accent? What is that accent?
Yeah.
But she's also the same person that did the female lead in Kinky Boots on Broadway.
Oh,
and that cast recording is notorious for having horrendous accents.
Horrendous accent. Yeah. I think because she says in an interview, she's like, "Well, Mrs. Lovett's from the north of England or something like that." And I went, "She's from the East End. Why are you saying that?" So that you don't really understand what you're doing. But it is I think the East End accent is very hard for Americans to do because it's weird vowel sounds. And as we know from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, much as I love Spike and Drusilla, it's kind of like Spike. It's that kind of
a little pet. All right, Slayer.
It's just but it's like a category by themselves, which also reminds me, have you listened to the new Audible series Slayers yet?
No, I haven't.
Just started episode 1.
Oh, is it good?
Good, yeah, it's good fun. So I don't know what you'll make of it, because I'm very used to audio versions of TV shows. So like Doctor Who continued in the Wilderness Years on audio. It still does continue on audio with the classic series, when the revival happened, 18 years ago now. And some of the newer episodes are based on those audio episodes. But I think it's a bit weirder with Buffy because it's a very action-led show. So the fights are a little bit... hold on, they're fighting. It's like, that's a bit hard to listen to. That makes sense. But it's fun.
Oh, do they do audible fighting?
Yeah.
So they go, ha, ha, ha.
You have to vocalize what's happening a little bit.
Okay.
But that was just the opening 20 minutes. It's good, though.
I'm completely embracing my Spike era of life.
Yes, you were.
Because I bleached hair. I went as Spike for Halloween. I've done a lot. Yes, I'm wearing the leather jacket all the time and basically just embracing my William the Bloody.
Amazing. Actually, that's a good point. I'm going to a Halloween thing I'm gigging on Sunday. I've got another thing at Vauxhall Tavern on the Tuesday, but on the Halloween night itself. But I'm going to a party like at Circa.
Oh.
On the Saturday.
Oh, another DJ gig.
So that's like a apocalypse one. So I'm trying to think what to do, because obviously for me Halloween's a bit like, oh God, it's I dress up for a living, so it's kind of, I don't really want to dress up, and it's weirder to dress up as a guy. So I'm just trying to think what to do apart from.
Would you not do bunny in drag Halloween?
I would do, but it's just like, it's like work.
Oh, okay.
It stopped being fun.
You're going for pleasure,
not exactly. The only time I've done it, funny enough, is in the 2021 Halloween. Rocky Horror was back in town, and a friend was on for the lead, and his boyfriend said, "Oh, come, it's Halloween." I was like, "Oh God, I could dress. Let's go and drag," which is always the one thing I don't want to do, because it's Busman's holiday. But then I thought, I've been in the house for 18 months. Get yourself into Galore in 20 minutes and get in a cab now.
20 minutes into quick drag.
So it was because it's Halloween. You can do that, but because it didn't need to be too blended. And I thought, yes, get out and you've been inside because of the pandemic, get out there. And it was great fun. But that was one of the few times I've actually done it in decades for the pleasure.
Male characters, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Probably like a zombie apocalypse thing, I guess. Do you have a go-to with Halloween costumes?
No, I don't.
Take more clothes off. A smear of blood there and a smear of blood on that cheek.
Literally, I'm like, I'm done. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Well, you have to.
I'm a zombie.
I'm sure you have to wear clothes to take them off anyway. So
exactly. Much left, isn't really? It's like ripping the shorts.
It's like the meme that went around last year, but like gays doing Halloween. It was like werewolf harness, vampire harness, what wizard harness, but they'd be like full on poison ivy drag, like Uma Thurman.
It's nothing.
Gay math. Wear anything as a harness, and it's a costume.
So, you would be wearing a harness? Do you ever wear a harness? Have you ever worn one?
Yeah, I've never worn
funsies or for fancy dress or
for fancy dress. I've never worn them funsies.
For funsies, yeah.
I wear them to do like lip syncs on Instagram and wear them for Pride and stuff like that. Like, so last Halloween I did a video that was quoting Mean Girls. That was so what are you? And it was, I'm a mouse, duh. And it was like poke gays on Halloween. So I had a harness that had Pikachu ears and the Pikachu red cheeks. I was like, I'm a mouse, duh.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, fantastic. So I obviously never worn one, but my ex-boyfriend, who is quite a very good-looking, muscly guy, was quite into the idea, and I was a bit like, I was thinking of harnesses at that point, kind of being associated with like older gays in the 80s, kind of not gym fit particularly, which is no body shaming there, but it wasn't particularly perhaps the most flattering thing to wear, and the image I had as a teenager in my head still, and until I thought, well, I'll get you one then. Amazon, click, and then when he put it on, I was like, no, that's really quite great. Yes, I'm fine with that. Yes, okay, I'm on board.
Oh, did you like it for funsies?
Because he looked amazing in it as well. So it's just like, and it's not that it was,
So the first time I ever wore a harness,
police are coming now to get us now.
Yeah, literally, they're coming to lock us up.
The fashion police are on the way.
First time I wore a harness. So my friend Chris used to live just off the edge of Clapham Common, not the cruising area.
Didn't say anything.
You didn't need to. There's that little twitch in your eye. That little. I wasn't sure if you were seizuring or if you had a little secret.
I've never been there for those reasons.
Sure, Jan.
The 90s.
And a night after the Brewers, we'd go back, and he had a lot of like S&M wear and like bondage gear. Like he's very sexually free, which is really cool. Yeah. We'd always go back and play dress up.
I literally just spat my drink out then.
And there was one time he got this new harness. I was like, oh, I've never worn one before. This is like 3-4 years ago. I was like, oh, I'll try it on. And the people I was with were like, you bitch. You fucking cunt. Like,
because it looks probably quite cool.
Yeah. And then I said,
I think if you've got really broad shoulders, it kind of, let alone
fills out.
It kind of suits the shape of your body.
But then I sent a selfie of it in the mirror to my ex-boyfriend at the time, and he went, ooh, what is that?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, oh, I thought it was really fit. He was like, no.
Yeah, isn't it? I think it has a sort of, it has connotations of quite a sleazy underworldy kind of vibe, and I think that's why people have a reaction. And I did. I didn't really like it either until I saw it in practice, and I was like, yes, sure, I'm on board with this.
You're like, I'm A-okay, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours.
Exactly. I love that they played dress up in his closet. That's fantastic. French maid.
No, I have that one.
I'm trying to segue away from this so we can actually broadcast it now. There's so many things I could talk about that I won't talk about on the podcast. But super funsies.
Look at you editing yourself. You never do that.
Yeah, it's called media training. Well, I do it all the time.
I was about to say, someone has to edit themselves because I don't.
Exactly. That's called media training, darling.
When I think of edit myself, I think filters.
There's no edit button on you, darling, at all. That's it.
I think it's busted.
It's
the call center is busy. It's full.
It's live streaming, no inner filter whatsoever. Just live streaming that, which is perfect for reality TV. Which is why you should do reality TV, and why I shouldn't do reality TV because I edit myself. Because I want a career in 10 years' time.
Will you be retiring in 5 years' time?
What time's it now? As soon as possible, please. Preferably before the end of this episode. It is funny. Do you ever think about the future like that? Because I do think, obviously, I'll be 63 in 10 years' time. I do wonder what I'll be doing, which is why I've been enjoying the podcast stuff, because I'm kind of not in costume. And so I wanted to start radio before the pandemic, because I thought that I'll segue into that one. So anything to escape sort of the monster, but she keeps on coming back.
You can't get rid of her.
About to record series 10 of my show. It's like, I've been doing it for 12 years. It's like, it's never ending. But that's what happens. You find a niche, you gotta mine it.
Well, I can't think 10 years in the future. I can barely look 10 minutes into the future. It's still uncertain in the way the cards are dealt if I'll actually make it to 30. It's so uncertain.
Which is 3 months away.
Which is 3 months away. Wait, what date are we on right now? The 23rd of October. Yeah, 2 months. 2 months and a week and 6 days. 2 months and 6 days. And I'm the boy that ran away, the boy that drank poppers, the boy that set himself on fire.
The boy that ran away?
Yeah, I used to run away. I've told you this story. I used to run away from my house as a child. And one time, a fireman brought me back and had a go at my mum for being horrendous. And it got so bad.
That I do remember.
It got so bad that my parents sat down one night and said, if anything happens to James, we're not going to blame ourselves.
It's not our fault.
It's not our fault. That sounds like a Hollywood movie. Like, it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
No, I do remember it now. I didn't think it was quite as a repetitive as.
No, it was like 3 times a week.
Oh my! What?
Yeah, I know. I know.
I thought you meant like once every 6 months, which meant 3 times a week. Where were you? What? How?
I wish I could
So many
remember,
questions.
but this is why my
Right, start from the beginning, James. How old were you?
I would have been younger than 5.
Okay, so preschool?
Probably around that time, yeah.
Going to school for the first time. Okay. So do you remember doing it?
No, of course not. I have no idea.
Have your parents said that you weren't unhappy? You weren't running away from something? You were just off on adventures?
Just going off on an adventure. It'd be that.
Yeah, and because I kind of think, I have to say, I think I did the same thing. I also seem to remember doing it in my mother's like bridesmaid blue taffeta dress and one of her black wigs.
I did it in my grandma's.
Just shows you what happens 50 years later.
Well, I did it in my grandma's slip and tights on my head and my grandma's slippers.
There we go.
One time,
we found our first connection. This is what happened.
Another time was speedos and wellies.
Of course it was.
Of course it was. But it got so bad. Some of my family went to Disneyland.
Speedos and wellies.
It was genuinely speedos and wellies. I ran out the house, and it was when we just moved up to Yorkshire, and I was walking in front of the old school where my dad was headmaster, and it was the middle of a meeting. I walked past the window, and someone was like, "Headmaster, who's that child?" Who's like, I don't know, and pulled the blinds down. And I was
Carry on.
Just carry on. Yeah, just a random toddler, not my son, not mine.
My goodness.
But it got so bad that when we went to Disneyland, my parents put me on a harness, like reins, to restrain me. And I found the photo a few weeks ago because there was a social media trend going on that had a line from Beyonce and Shakira's Beautiful Liar. It's like, the innocence is gone. And it'd be like, young to now. And I found a toddler photo of me wearing a harness. I was like, it started then. It started when I was 3.
Speedos and wellies. And that is
And
not
harnesses.
an image I'm ever going to get out of my head.
No.
At 26, yes, I can believe that. Now, Tuesday. Yes, I hadn't realised how much of a thing that was.
So
You're obviously off on adventures and you wanted to go off and explore and kind of...
I know.
Which I kind of think I did as well. It's obviously a lot longer ago for me. But
But you never shot poppers.
I didn't, no.
You never set yourself on fire. Oh, you did? Something exploded in your bedroom.
I did. I tried to... I was making models of Doctor Who stuff. And I was experimenting with special effects. So they used like indoor fireworks with the, to show the special console blowing up.
Yeah.
Thing. Not a good idea in your own bedroom.
Yeah.
Nothing I would do it on a it was fine. Nothing got burned down. So I would do it on like a flame resistant board.
But yeah.
It's a bit scary when you're about 10.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And so even though we've got 2 months until, well, by the time this episode goes out, it'll be a month and a half till I turn 30.
Yeah, so how do you feel? And there's so much pressure on the 30 thing. I couldn't care less.
So-
I loved my 30s and 40s.
I don't care about turning 30. I said to you on the way here, I was like, I've just started rounding up. I just say I'm 30 now. It's just easier than going, I'm 29 and 10, 12.
Also, you're not like really...
Because I can't do any other fractions.
Well, also, I know you're quite young at heart, mentally, but you're not...
I'm reading at a 5th grade level.
Super proud. Well done. That's like at least about a year higher than it was about a week ago. But because you look so manly, because you're tall and you're muscular, you don't look like... You're not a twink.
No.
Do you know what I think?
Never was.
Yeah. No,
I don't think so. Even when looking through all my traumatic old photos, I never was twinky.
I think my weight... I was very twinky at drama school, but I guess that's, your weight fluctuates and as you work out, I suppose. But I was never twink. I wasn't that kind of personality, I don't think. Maybe I was. I don't know. I just don't remember. But
We can't ask your classmates because they're all gone now.
Oh, dead, yeah.
Yeah.
Dead. I killed...
I'm about to say you're the only survivor.
Exactly, darling. There's no witnesses.
So, yeah, turning 30, I don't care that I'm turning 30 because I just say that I'm 30 anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
And But
Your early 30s are amazing. I have to say 35 is a bit, I think for a gay man, 35 is a little bit problematic.
oh,
Because you start panicking that you think you're supposed to get your life together by that point.
oh, bullshit! That I'm not one of those for the conventions.
Exactly. Yeah.
What I'm going to do for my 30th, I don't know, because my birthday's in the gooch of Christmas. It is, though. The 29th of December is the gooch of Christmas.
The ghost of Christmas past, future, and the gooch.
And the gooch.
Christmas, wow.
So, like, everyone's away doing panto. Like, you're away doing
I'm away
panto. Everyone's working, or everyone's either working or they're dead poor. Because it's expensive. December's a really expensive month. So I never do anything on my actual birthday. I'll probably do a family thing. But like last year when I did something with my family, all my siblings dropped out. So I just went to the cinema with my mum and dad. I know. And then I saw some people that I knew in Leeds. So I messaged them like, I'm joining you. And I got so horrendously drunk, I Van de Kamped on my parents' lawn. She passed out on the lawn.
So that is like a sitcom episode in itself. You had to go to the cinema with your mum and dad.
That I organised myself.
You organised yourself.
All my siblings like, yeah, I'm not going to come.
Yeah, and then you ended up going out, and getting so out that you kind of
vomited on the taxi home.
Wow.
Uber. I went out to be sick. Uber then drove off without me, so I ordered another one, and then I got home and I was like, land, sweet land, and then fell asleep on my parents' lawn.
Oh.
And then me and my sister drove from Yorkshire all the way to Ipswich, which is like a 5-hour drive.
Yes, I've played Ipswich. Yeah. It's that's from London. It's quite far away.
Literally, and literally, she got to the end of the road. And I was like, Claire, pull over. Like, what? I was like, just pull over. And luckily, I wasn't sick, but I felt like I was. She was like, oh, James. Oh, James.
Oh, James.
2 words that describe my entire life.
Oh, James. Why were you going to Ipswich?
Because my mum's family lives there, so we're doing a family thing.
Okay. I like Ipswich. It's a lot of Polish people there now.
And a lot of dead prostitutes too. So is that really insensitive? Is that It's true though.
Was that where the oh god, which serial killer was that?
The Ipswich Ripper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence the title, the Ipswich Ripper.
I don't think it was called the Ipswich Ripper. I think it was called something else.
But I think it's the easiest way
not
to.
The Yorkshire Ripper, is it? Something. It was something.
Yeah, there was a Yorkshire Ripper.
Yeah.
I think he's still alive.
Oh god.
But we watched a documentary of.
No, I think he's just died. That was very much when I was a kid. The Yorkshire Ripper, which I've seen like documentaries and podcasts. It's absolutely terrifying. You know, as a kid, you didn't really understand what was going on. You just heard this word like the Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
And you don't in the newspapers. You don't quite understand how serious it would have been. I knew the Ipswich one, but I didn't. I thought that was called something else.
Probably is. We watched a documentary when we were at my cousin's house, who lives in Ipswich, and his girlfriend was like, "Oh yeah, I used to walk down that street all the time that he lived on, like all the time at night." She's like, "Just did it." It's like, Lisa, fucking hell,
because it's not that long ago. The Ipswich one. I was in pantomime there. What was I? 2017, I think. Quite a tumultuous production, that one.
Well, yeah, you were in it, of course.
I was directing as well, and it was.
Never have the dame as the director too. It never works out. Right. No, the dame and the comic action never be the director. Sorry, but they shouldn't.
It's just too much. It was too much. I actually really enjoyed the directing more than I did being in the show.
You'd be a good director. Yeah,
it was kind of. I don't think I really had the technical. I had to get the producers in to take over. When it came to tech, because otherwise, like, how am I going to be on stage and still direct? Because it wasn't particularly very. You could take me out of things very easily. It was a bit like how I can't do a cooking scene, comedy, things, effects and things when I'm on stage.
Yeah,
it's a bit hard. Anyway, but yeah, that did put me off pantomime, which is why I'm only returning to it now. Really, because it was a bit much.
When do you open?
I think it's good question. I think it's probably about the 5th of December. It's a short run. It's one of those kind of
done by New Year's.
Yeah, there seems to be the fashion now to finish on the 31st of December.
I know some that started rehearsals for Panto this week.
Well, in between these two, I did do one in Exeter, and that was more of a reppy one. Very beautiful production, and thankfully, I really enjoyed it. But just before the pandemic and everything shut down, but that one I started a week before my birthday in November. Rehearsals.
Yeah.
We were in rehearsals during my birthday, which I've never done. Normally, my birthday in mid-November is kind of when we all time to get together before everyone goes away to different shows, and then see you in January kind of vibe, you know. It's so weird. I'm so used. Once you step away from that weird situation that you're always going to be away at Christmas, it feels more alien now. The thought of doing it, I'm going, but it's not that far from London. I can commute, so
Exactly.
That's my theory.
That's the hope.
Ask me again on New Year's Eve, and I'm like,
we'll ask you again on when you open on the episode or whatever. Whatever we decide to do, it's still to be confirmed.
Yes, we will figure that out.
We've breezed through a lot of topics this week, haven't we?
I know.
I've gone really northern, which shows how passionate I'm about it. We've gone from social media trends to Isolation Nation to my life changing up to dead prostitutes to panto.
Exactly. It's just normal lunch with us two, isn't it?
I know, right? Just Tuesday. Just Tuesday.
I think that should be just the title.
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
So if you're going to be an enamel object in the Beast Castle today, what would you be and why?
What would I be and why? So we've touched on many subjects here, but because we let's keep it light and sparkly. So we're thinking about the dancing. So I'm going to be a pair of snazzy dance shoes. I think with glittery, sparkly dance shoes.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to be the table of drinks you pulled me away from so I didn't collide into them at Isolation Nation.
I knew there's a reason I brought up Isolation Nation. That was the reason, yes. I know Beast and your lovely friend Ash as well were dancing very enthusiastically, full-on choreo out, which was glorious to see. Every time I would glance over at you, they'd be in a full, pink windmill, Rod Hallam emu. Hi, my name's Samantha, and my name is that one. Which I loved that show as a kid.
I'm Hugh to you.
Yeah, I loved that show as a kid, mainly because of Grotbags, the villain. Again, wonder what happened to put me on my career trajectory. Yeah. But I did see you edging closer and closer to a high table of drinks, and I kept on thinking it's just going to take one person to get in the way of the two of it. It's just going to be a massacre. So I was literally, led you away like a toddler from the edge of the cliff, going, "Come on, over here,
go back up there."
That's it.
And I had no accidents that day, so thankfully.
You were pretending to almost fall and go up and down the stairs.
Yes, I did.
You took out about nearly 3 people. You just didn't see them jumping out of your way.
And on that bitchy note, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Bunny and the Beast. If you have any topics, anything you want to complain about, send them to bunnyandthebeast69@gmail.com. If you loved our podcast, please rate it 5 stars. And if you didn't like our podcast, keep it to yourself. Or if you didn't like it, say Weather Fab Life with Lauren and Lee.